The Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer, weekdays 4 Eastern.
7.0 magnitude earthquake, very, very strong earthquake, not very far from the surface of the earth, Wolf, and that's a problem. Had this earthquake been 100 miles below the surface, this would not be such a large quake. But because the shaking happened and the seam, the break happened so close to the surface, we have a lot of shaking going on. Now, I'm going to leave this map, I'm going to go and I'm going to move ahead, and I can actually show you, just fly through on this Google map, what we're talking about, how rough and how full of terrain this area is. There's our 7.0 right there. Now, it doesn't look very populated, and that's true, but 10 miles away, there is Port-au-Prince with millions of people in here, all the way through this area. Now, continue to look at the topography here. This is a very flat area surrounded by mountains. The mountains continue all the way from east to west, and actually the mountains are created by previous earthquakes. That's why those mountains are there in the first place, Wolf. And this is the populated region here in concrete structures, in structures that aren't going to hold up to a lot of shaking because they are not built to the standards that U.S. buildings would be built in California. Even old standards in California are much better than the newest buildings that are built right now in Haiti. Wolf?
And that's worrisome. You say a 7.0 magnitude earthquake and a 5.9 aftershock. Chad, tell our viewers the aftershock fear, what we could expect in the next hour or so.
There's also been another 5.5 aftershock since that 5.9. What is happening with the aftershocks, and this happened in Italy a lot. Remember the Italian quake that we had about a year ago, or maybe a little bit less. The big quake happened and structures were damaged, significantly damaged, but not falling down. And then the shocks, a 5.9 aftershock is a fairly large quake in itself. We call it an aftershock because it is after a larger quake. But a 5.9 would do significant damage to Port-au-Prince all by itself. So now all of a sudden you have structures that have cracked, and then you get another 5.9 earthquake, and then a 5.5 earthquake. Structures that have only cracked are still falling down after these secondary quakes have hit. And when I heard a little bit ago, you talked about how one of the eyewitnesses said that the whole city was covered in dust. That means concrete has been shattering, and concrete slabs are collapsing. That's where that dust is coming from. And it's a catastrophic situation. That's the only word that I can put right now. And it's dark. People can't see where they're going. We don't have any sunlight there. You know, it's already after 6 o'clock. We're late in the evening compared to what you might see in California. You look outside, it's still light. It's not light here anymore, and probably a lot of power off as well.